Welcome to third day of this STC on digital media tools for effective teaching learning. So today, first session will be on use of Mendeley. So Dr. Payal, are your participants ready? Can we start?
Good morning, sir. They'll be joined very soon. Few of them are joining very soon. Huh?
Right. So I think I can.
Within a minute or two.
Yeah. Right. So I can briefly start introducing Mendeley. In meantime, they will join. So, dear participants, as part of our teaching learning process, occasionally we need to write the reports. And when we write report, whether it is a project report, thesis report, or any type of such reports, so we need to use many sources where we take some reference or where we have related literature. So in technical report writing, so we need to provide list of references in the end, and at the same time during the text we have to cite those references which we have used. So the Mendeley is a very important and useful tool, which is a free tool, and it can be used to manage our references, manage our citations, and then finally getting the reference list in desired format. So today in this session, I will be first explaining the various features and of this Mendeley, and then side by side I will demonstrate how to use those features. So let me share my screen. So focus of today's session will be reference management and report writing using Mendeley. And this is the outline of today's discussion in this first session. Why should we use reference management tools? Then brief introduction to Mendeley, or to get started with Mendeley, setting up a library and managing libraries. So basically, first thing is in Mendeley is that we need to set up a library. So what we mean by that in this term, setting up a library. So whenever we want to use certain literature or certain papers as our reference material, so what we need to do, so first we need to have a collection of those papers which we want to include in our reference list or which we want to use for citation. So preparing that collection is called setting up a library in Mendeley. So how to manage that library, then there is a internal PDF viewer, so we see features of that PDF viewer. And then how this Mendeley can be used for effective literature search, and finally how to use Mendeley plugins for creating reference lists in MS Word. So this is the outline of today's discussion. So first, why we should use such tool, reference management tool, whether it is Mendeley or Zotero or any other such tool. So the issue is, as I just described in the beginning, that whenever we write any article or when we write any report, so we use many other articles or books or conference papers as references. So for our article, for our report, so we need to include those resources as citations in the text as well as reference list in the end of the paper. So if we have to do this manually, then we have to keep track of all these articles where we have to insert those citations and how to arrange those resources in the reference list in the desired format. So all that thing will be done manually. But if we use reference management tool like Mendeley, then this can be done by the Mendeley. So the only thing is we need to make a collection of those articles, books, or conference papers, all those resources which we want to cite or which we want to include in reference list. So we need to make a collection of those resources in Mendeley, and then while writing our article, we can use the Mendeley for inserting citation and for generating the reference list. So this tool helps scholars to create and manage their lists of references for research projects or research reports, or any type of scholarly report where we want to use references and citations. And most of the such tools, reference management tools, are designed to organize citations into specific formats for the preparation of manuscript and bibliographies. There are many such reference management tools. Some of these tools are free, like Mendeley or Zotero, and there are certain subscription-based tools like EndNote and other such tools. So using these tools, almost all the tools have certain basic common features which are required for basic report writing. And one of the very crucial task in reference list writing is the format in which the list is to be prepared. So these tools have features where they organize the reference list in the specific format. So there are many inbuilt specific formats, and we can choose, and then we can create our list. And many such tools provide ways to download references into reference management tools. So the first step is to have the collection of those resources which we want to cite. So the provision is there in many such tools to search those references directly through the management tool, and then directly they can be downloaded to make the collection. So these are some of the options which we can explore for our basically our report writing or for our research. So we will be focusing on Mendeley. So this Mendeley is a free web and desktop reference management application. This is there to manage, share, read, annotate, and cite your research papers or reports. So here we can see that there are 5 terms which has been have been used on this slide. So we'll see how it can be used for managing, how it can be used for sharing, reading, annotating, and citation. So these are the 5 major tasks which can be performed using Mendeley. Also, it can be a kind of research network to manage your papers online, discover research trends and statistics, and to connect to like-minded researchers. So it also has the option of creating a research network, like we have LinkedIn or such other social media networks. So we can here have research network using Mendeley. And it basically simplifies the reference management workflow. So these are the we can say some lines where which can be used to describe Mendeley. How does this Mendeley help the researchers or the scholars? So first point is we can access library everywhere. So as this is, we'll see shortly, there's like yesterday we had discussed the Multisim Live, so no installation was required for that. Similar to that, Mendeley can also be used directly from the browser, and the collection which we make in our user account, so that can be accessed irrespective of the desktop or the device where we are accessing. So we can access our collection, our library anywhere using different operating systems like Windows, Mac, Linux, and using all popular browsers. So Mendeley supports all popular browsers. So we can access our library anywhere, anywhere at any time. Then another way it helps the scholars is in easy referencing. That means we can generate references, citations, and bibliographies in a whole range of journal styles with just a few clicks. So journal style means the formats in which we want to write the reference list. So those lists can be generated. And further, there are options of finding various jobs and related to science, technology, and other areas. So this Mendeley also provides the features to search for the various jobs. So it also helps in the career development. But today in this session, we'll focus on first 2 points only, and how to build up our library and how to use that library for referencing. So for getting started using Mendeley, so first thing is that we need to have our software. So here there are different options. Like you can see here, I've written 4 different, you can say the names. So first thing is that if you want to use Mendeley, so then we need to visit this website, mendeley.com. So in mendeley.com, there are now 2 versions. So if we want to use Mendeley, then first thing is that we need to create our own username account. So using a username account, we can access Mendeley directly from the web. But there is one option of the Mendeley which is called Mendeley Desktop. So on our personal computer, we can download that application Mendeley Desktop, and that has some more features as compared to the Mendeley web account. But the same account works on browser as well, and the Mendeley desktop and Mendeley web account. So these are internally synchronized. So whatever we do in one particular account, so that will be visible in second account. So if we are say working Mendeley web account, web version at some particular computer, then whatever we do, so whenever we open Mendeley desktop on our computer, so then that will be synchronized, and vice versa. So presently, popularly used these Mendeley applications include Mendeley desktop and Mendeley web. So which are at the backend, they are using the same dataset, but appearance-wise, these are having some features which are different from each other. But upcoming application is the Mendeley Reference Manager. So these both applications, Mendeley Desktop and Mendeley Web, so these are merged into a single application, which is named as by Mendeley as Mendeley Reference Manager. So presently, Mendeley Reference Manager is also there to use, but some of the features are still not active in that. So it is in the, we can say, developing stage or testing stage. So this is the home page. So whenever we want to use Mendeley, we will go to mendeley.com, and we have to create our account. So this Mendeley is basically owned by the Elsevier. So our Elsevier account will work for Mendeley also. So if we are already having our Elsevier account, so then it will work for Mendeley also. Otherwise, we need to create a sign-in account, and once we have sign-in account, then we can use that account for accessing the Mendeley. So whenever we go for Mendeley desktop application, so this is the kind of first, we can say the window which opens up. So here again, we need to enter email and password. So whether we are using desktop application, there also we need to use the username and password. So it is the same username password which we create for web version. So same will work on this particular application also. So this is the window which we see when we open Mendeley web application. So we have options of library, search, and this type of window is visible for Mendeley web account. So next is setting up library. So I just described that why we need library. So library is required to create a collection of the articles which we want to cite, which we want to use as references in our manuscript writing. So those papers need to be stored into Mendeley, and that collection is called as library. So this is the, you can see here the screenshot of the Mendeley library window. So there are basically 3 different columns. You can see 3 panes are there. So each pane is having some of the information related to library. So the rightmost pane is the column which is having highest hierarchy among these 3 columns. So whenever we perform any action in this column, pick the pointer. So this particular column is having the highest hierarchy, and this is followed by the second column, and then we have third column. So hierarchy is highest for this, followed by this second column, then this third column. So any action which we do in this column, so that will affect the second column, and any action which we do in second column, that will affect the third column. So these are the default 3 columns in the window library homepage. So then we need to add documents to that library, to that collection, so that the collection is there. So there are different options to add documents. We'll see. I will demonstrate how to basically do these operations. So we can drag and drop PDFs from computer. We can browse our files from computer. We can set up a watch folder, which can be used to have this type of uh, addition of documents, or we can manually create an entry. We can import references and PDFs with Mendeley Web Importer, and we can import from another reference managers like BibTeX or other such reference managers. So this is the procedure which we do when we want to import references from directly from the web into the Mendeley library. So this is an example where we search the any particular key term in, say, Google Scholar. So there are many such we can say digital libraries where we search up for our reference papers. Say Google Scholar is very popular library. So we say we search for this library, and then when we search, we find a number of papers on every page, and those papers can be directly loaded into Mendeley using Web Importer. So here you can see this type of plugin is required. So this type of plugin is need to be installed into our browser. So then using that plugin, we can directly load our searched papers into Mendeley library. And there is a sync button in the Mendeley desktop version, which can be used to sync the web account or the web application with the desktop application. So we can at the every startup when we sign in, so this synchronization is performed. But during when we are using, so anytime we can click this sync to sync the Mendeley desktop and Mendeley web application. So before going for further managing the library, so let's see how these different features which I have just explained, so how these features can be used using the Mendeley application. So now I am opening the Mendeley application. So the first thing is that we need to have this Mendeley account. So we need to go to mendeley.com. So if we are having our account, then we can go for sign in. If we are not having account, then we need to click on this create account, and we need to create the account. So using this particular interface, we can easily create our username and password, and that account can be used for using Mendeley. So then after that, once we have the account, so then we can go for the download of the Mendeley desktop application. So we can use even Mendeley without this download. So we can directly use the web version, but it is recommended that on our home PC, we should download this Mendeley application, which have many more features than the web account. So certain more features are there. So there are different options, like this is showing Mendeley Reference Manager for desktop. So but I have already installed the Mendeley desktop, so I will open that and I will start using. So I will not download again. So this Mendeley desktop is still available. So we can see that we can download Mendeley desktop also. So I have already downloaded Mendeley desktop and Mendeley Reference Manager both, but I will explain using Mendeley desktop. So to open the Mendeley desktop, I need to enter my username and password. So let me enter these. So now I have entered into Mendeley desktop. So here first thing you can see, it is synchronizing. So this is the default home page when we get into the Mendeley. So here you can see this is the leftmost column, leftmost pane, which is having highest hierarchy. Then we have the second column, then this is third column. So in this we have various folders like all documents recently added, recently read. So I will explain these folders also when we go for the next section, managing our library. So here at this point I will show that if I click on any of these folders, so accordingly this second column will get changed, right? And when we click on any of these details, so the third column will have certain details related to that paper. So third column will change. So that is the meaning of hierarchy. That means this column has highest hierarchy, followed by the second, followed by third. Okay, so first thing is how to add various such documents to create this type of collection. So there is, we can see there is option of add. So we can add files, we can add folder, we can have watch folder, we can add entry manually. So all these things can be accessed from this file menu also. So we can add files, add folders, watch folder, add entry. Also in addition to this, if we have any PDF, like I am having these PDFs on my desktop, so I can directly drag and drop that PDF into the Mendeley library. It will get added, like this has been added into the Mendeley. So that PDF has been added into the Mendeley. If I want to see that, I can click this recently added. So here we can see that I have recently added these two articles. So this I have added just now. This article I added before the start of the session. So these two are available here. So when we click all documents, all the already stored documents will be available there. So similarly, we can click on add files. So when we click on add files, we can search our computer and we can select any PDF. So it basically here we need to add the PDFs. So the search papers which we want to cite. So if we are having PDFs of those papers downloaded into our computer, then we can add those PDFs using this add file options. If we have a complete folder, then we can click on the add folder and we can select the folder and that can be added directly. Similarly, there is third option which is called watch folder. So we can mark a folder for Mendeley as watch folder. So what is meaning of that watch folder? So whenever we add any document into that folder, that that document will be automatically added into the Mendeley account. So like here I have already made one this folder, Mendeley watch folder. So I can mark this folder as the Mendeley watch folder. So if I select this folder as Mendeley watch folder, so any document added into this folder will be automatically added into the Mendeley library. So that is the meaning of making the watch folder. Another option is add entry manually. So many times it may happen that the PDF file of the that particular resource is not available. So in that case, we can add that entry manually into the Mendeley. So whenever we click on any entry, so automatically when we add such type of, so like recently we have added this entry. So whenever we add any PDF, so Mendeley will automatically capture certain information points related to that article, like type of article, title, authors, journal, year, volume, issue, pages, abstract, if there are any tags, author keywords, publisher. So such metrics are captured automatically when we load any document into the Mendeley. But if the document is not available, then also we can enter these features manually. So we can select the type of article, title, authors, all those features can be added, and then we'll have one particular entry, but that entry will not be having full text, full paper at the back end. But that entry, that reference can be used for citation as well as for generating reference list. So this is the meaning of adding entries manually. Also, we can import libraries from other reference management tools. So .bib library, .xml, .ris, so such type of libraries can be imported into Mendeley. When we have such library in other this reference management tools, we can have uh, those libraries in Mendeley also by using import this option. So this is how we add documents into the Mendeley account. So let me again go to the PPT. Okay, this sync option I need to explain. So this is this sync option. So we can click this sync option, then it will sync the Mendeley desktop version with the Mendeley web version. Okay. So now the next option is managing our library. So when we say managing our library, so what we mean by this? So we mean that how to sort, how to have various types of sub collections in our Mendeley account. So for this, we have certain default collections, like in this leftmost column, we have these options of some folders. So those folders are called smart collections. So these are proposed by Mendeley itself. So we have all documents, which shows all documents. Then we can have recently read, favorite, needs to view. So these are some of the smart collections, so which automatically organizes references into these smart collections. So then we have some certain custom collections which we can create on our own. So these are used to quickly filter the view of our library. Then there is search option to retrieve references. So when we have a large number of references, how to find the desired reference in our list of references or in our collection of references. So there is one search option. Then there are options of tags and filtering, which are used to easily group the references in various sub collections. So I will just show how these are used. Then there are options of using column headers to order references. Then we can have mark entries as read or unread. We can have use star items to mark them as favorites. Then we can have entries with attached PDFs, and those can be visible. And there is option of file organizer. So we can organize, we can export whole memory library into our desktop using this file organizer option. So we can set a path, and we can create a folder so where these files will be downloaded if we want to save these files offline. Then there is option of checking for duplicates, so that I will also show these various options. So if we download articles, and many times we are not sure whether we have already downloaded that article, so there will be 2 or more than 2 copies of the same document. So we can find duplicates using the Mendeley, and then we can merge those duplicates. Okay, before going further, let me demonstrate how to basically use these various features of managing our library. So in managing our library, first thing which I told is smart collection. So these are the default folders which are called as smart collections. So here at the top we have this all documents option. So this all document options shows all documents which are there in our Mendeley account. So here you can see that there are 54 documents which are there into my this login account. So all documents are visible. So if I want to see recently added, then I will click on this. So as earlier I have shown that these 2 articles I have added today. So these are visible here. Then recently read. So here it will show only those entries which I have recently read. So recently read means many articles, many these resources are having PDFs attached with this. Here this column shows this PDF column. If I go to all documents, here you can see that under this column, some entries are having this PDF icon. So that means those entries are having the PDF attached with them. So we can directly click and we can open that PDF and we can read that article in Mandalay itself. So if we do this, we read article in Mandalay. So some of the recently read articles will be shown under this collection recently read. Like I have opened this article just now, so it is showing that it was last read just now. So here you can see the time of different this, articles which was read that is shown here in this collection. Similarly, I can mark certain articles or entries as favorites, so those will be visible here. Needs review. So this is very important option. So whenever we add any document into this Mendeley account, so it is also stored in this needs review. So all documents will have that particular document recently added will also have that particular document. So this needs review will also have that article, because many times Mendeley want to confirm that the article which have been added into the Mendeley, whether the details which it automatically fetches from that article, so whether they are correct. So if we can once confirmed, so then that article will be removed from this particular option needs review. So like I have added this article today itself. So here Mendeley is asking that these details need reviewing, so you can mark them as correct or search the Mendeley catalog. So it is Mendeley is capturing these details, and if I want to edit any details, like here you can see that it could not fetch the year. So Mendeley could not fetch the year. So here I can manually enter this year, like 1966. Similarly, other if volume is there, issue is there, then we can search this. Article was published in IEEE Explore, so I can search the IEEE Explore, and then I can add these details. Like here we can see that this particular journal is shown as IEEE.IEEE.org. So that means this is the link of the library, but not the name of journal. So I need to enter the correct detail. So after reviewing, so once I submit that these details are correct, then this article will be removed from this needs review option. Otherwise, we can go for searching the Mendeley. Like I have clicked the this search option now, so it has basically fetched these details from Mendeley itself. So because other users might have entered this article, so then the Mendeley search its catalog and it finds the details. So here you can see just by clicking the search option, so it has found certain details. So now if I click details are correct, even these search details may not be the desired one, so we can manually edit these details. Once I click details are correct, so this article will be removed basically from this needs review. Similarly, we can have this my publication folder, so our own publication can be added here, and this will create a kind of collection of our own publications, and those publications can be basically shared. The reference, the list of that our publication can be generated in our desired format. Then this is option of unsorted. So by default, when we add any article, so that article is not attached to any these custom folders. So that article which includes, so that will be visible in all documents recently added, recently read, depending upon the setting. But here you can see under this unsorted, there are certain folders which are customized folders. So these folders can such folders can be created by the user. So if I assign any article to these folders, so then that article will be visible under that folder only. But those articles which are not assigned to any folder, so those will be visible under this unsorted category. So this is the meaning of unsorted. So if we create such folders, so then we can have certain papers which can be included into those folders, and then those folders papers can be seen in that folders. Like here, all documents is having all the papers. Say I want to shift any papers, say CM folder is having only one paper, and the CM paper folder is having only one entry. So let's enter some other papers, few other papers here. So to do that, so I need to click on that particular entry. Just I need to drag that entry into that paper, in that folder name. So it should get, by dragging itself, it should get into the folder. So let me check why it is not coming. Here you can see that I have dragged and dropped that paper into this CM paper folder, so it is now visible here. So it will get deleted from unsorted, but in all documents, all the papers will be there, whether it is in customized folder or unsorted folder. So this is the way we can organize our papers into various sub collections. Then further, let's again go to all documents. So here are certain column headings. So here you can see this star, then this button type of icon, then this type of document, authors, title, year, publishing, added. So we can click on any of these column headings and we can sort our papers according our collection according to that column heading. Like here, when I click on author, so I can arrange the entries as per the alphabetical order of the authors, or the forward order or reverse order. I can arrange as per the title, or I can arrange as per the year, or published in so journal, so added. So when the particular article was added according to that, so I can add arrange. Similarly, here you can see there is one option. So if I click on this, so now the this collections have been arranged in two ways. So first, the entries which are having PDFs attached with them, and then the entries which are without any PDF attached. So we can arrange as per the increasing or decreasing order by clicking on this. So this is the option to arrange the entries as per read or unread option. So I can classify my entries, I can sort my entries on the basis of read articles or unread articles. So this is there for marking the entries as favorite entries. So I can click on a star, like in our emails we can do this. So we can mark our entries as favorites. So then we can sort this. So these column headings can be used. These column headings can be used to sort the entries. So now further, here we can see. Let's again go to all documents. Okay. Say I'm clicking on this document. And here on the third column, we can see that there are many details which are automatically fetched. Type, this title, authors, journal name, and other such things. So author keywords are there, date assessed, month. So these things are there. So there is one very useful option of tags. So here we can add multiple tags to this paper. Like this paper is titled a design and analysis of DNA shaped antenna for terahertz and sub terahertz application. So user can enter tags here, and those tags basically will show the some reference words for that paper, and then we can have classifications of papers on that particular tag based papers. So for example, this is I can add here that it is terahertz antenna, right? So I can even add multiple key tags separated by semicolon. So this is one tag, terahertz antenna. So then I can add, say, another word with this. So I can add, say, DNA. So here in the article, its name is there, DNA shaped antenna. So I can add DNA shaped antenna, or any tag which I want. For example, say I want to use this paper for, say, one particular ME thesis. Select that. So any tag which I want to enter, so I can enter that tag here. So those tags will be stored. So Now here in this collection, there may be many other papers or many other entries which are related to those key tags. So for example, just I am taking randomly that this paper is also, say, for example, I am assuming that it is having terahertz antenna. So I can write terahertz for this also, or I can also write, say, ME thesis, right? So such tags may be repeated for different papers. Now, what is benefit of assigning these tags? So we can filter by our tags. So here we can see that there are certain filters. Filter by my tag, filter by author keywords, filter by authors, my tags, publication. So when we click on filter by my tag, so these are the various tags which are added by the user. Here you can see that there is spelling mismatch. So here spellings of terahertz are different. Okay, so now here you can see that I have entered two papers as terahertz antenna. So when I click on this tag, so all those two papers will be filtered here. So similarly, if I now go to ME thesis tag, so there also I have tagged these two papers. So this way I can filter down my documents and I can have the desired filtration. So these are the user-defined keywords or the user-defined tags which can be used to filter the papers. By default, there are these filters like filter by author keyword. So if we click on any paper, so then in these papers there is option of author keyword. So in many journals, so there are certain keywords which are there in the printed version of the paper. So those keywords are provided by the author. So this Mendeley captures those keywords also here. So then if we click on filter by author keywords, it will show all the keywords here which have been used by authors in their published papers, and then we can filter as per those keywords. So here you can see that when we click on these keywords, so the keyword papers which are having those keywords, so those papers will be filtered here, and we'll have only those keywords which are there. Similarly, we can filter by author. So when we click on this, all the author names which are there in these papers which we have entered into the Mendeley account, so those papers will be there, and we can then select the desired author name to search, filter for that author. Similarly, filter by publication, so different publication names will be listed here, and we can select the desired publication to search filter for that particular paper only, right? So these are the various filters which are there, and here is also this search option. So when we click on this all documents, so using the search button we can also search for any keyword. Like here I have written antenna, so it will show all those entries which are having word antenna into their details. So here, as if I write different word, so if I write fractal, it will show only those entries which are having fractal word as that part of the details. So again, this search button is also can be used to search in between the documents which we have added into our library. So these are the common options. So here we can also create groups. So this I will show after some time. So this is the meaning of managing our library. So up to this point, if you have any point of discussion, then kindly unmute yourself and you can ask. So we are here up to this point, managing our library. These different options I have just demonstrated. So any doubt up to this point? Okay, let me show this file organizer and checking for duplicates also. So when we go to the Mendeley, so we can go to this tools and we can go to this options. So under this options, we have this file organize option. So if I click on this file organize, then I can browse any particular location, and I can select the folder, and that folder, all the documents which are stored into Mendeley, so those will be downloaded into that folder. So this is the meaning of the file organizer. And there is option of then check for duplicate. So if I have entered many papers, so if I want to find for duplicate, then I can check for this option. So here you can see that it is showing that these two papers are there, so which are duplicate. So here it is showing its confidence. It is saying no conflicting field. So you can safely merge these two duplicates in this set. So if I click on confirm merge, so then these two papers will be merged. So there will be only single entry. So now if I search for duplicates, so there is no duplicate found. So those two papers have been merged into single account. So this is a very useful feature of Mendeley. So by without thinking whether we have already that paper into our the collection, so we can enter that paper into Mendeley, and then we can use this check for duplicate for merging the duplicate entries. So earlier there were 54 entries, now only there are 53 because 2 entries have been merged into one entry. Let's go to the next part of the presentation. So up to now, I have demonstrated how to set up library, how to manage library. So now next point is this PDF viewer. In PDF viewer, so we can open if PDF is attached with the entry in the this Mendeley account, then that PDF can be opened into the Mendeley itself, and it can be read in the Mendeley, and also we can work on that PDF. So what type of work we can do? So we can copy and paste the text, or we can annotate and highlight, as in other PDF viewers like PDF Acrobat PDF Reader. We can highlight the text, we can annotate means we can add certain comments. So that type of options are there. And what is the benefit of PDF viewer? So once we annotate or we highlight certain parts, so we can save that highlighted or annotated part, and that highlighted part can be shared with any other user on the Mendeley. So we can like highlight or annotate some points, and then we can share with the other users. For example, say as teachers, many times we have to check student papers. So we can ask the student to submit that paper through Mendeley, and then in Mendeley we can open that paper, and then we can highlight or we can annotate, we can suggest certain changes. So we all can do all these things, and then the same highlighted or annotated PDF can be shared back with the student, or we can work on the shared PDF already. So we need not to send through email or WhatsApp again and again. So once the paper has been uploaded into Mendeley, that can be shared among the different users, and all the annotations or highlighting done by one user will be visible to all users which are having access to that article, which that article has been shared. So let me show this again in Mendeley. So for example, these icons are showing attached PDF. Say I am opening my own paper. So this is my own paper. So I am opening this. So here you can see that I have already annotated, highlighted these parts. So here it's only highlighting. Here again it's highlighted text only. So here you can see that certain comments are also attached. So I have written here as important, right? So I can change the color also. So to make different types of highlighting colors. So to highlight, what we need to do, just we need to select the portion as we select in any Word document or PDF document, and when we select, after that we have these options. Whether we want to highlight, we want to say add highlight this text and add a note also, or we simply want to copy. Or these options can be basically accessed from these different buttons which are there in the PDF viewer. So this is what I have opened is the PDF viewer of the Mendeley. In addition to this, there is option of notes also. And when we open this, so there is option of contents also. Although these notes and contents, these are not only restricted to PDF. So these notes and contents, these are even accessed through these general options also. So here you can see that although I have not opened this PDF, then also this contents and notes, if there are any notes. So like I have made these two comments. So when I click on in the library, so I can direct without opening that article, so I can see that this important and important from literature. So whatever comments have been added, so those are visible. So this is how we can use these features of PDF to view directly into the Mandalay desktop. Let me again go to the this next slide. So next slide is related to the literature search. So when we want to add any document into our collection, so before adding that article, we need to search for that article. So for every selected what we say keyword, so we need to search for the literature. Just give me 1 minute, some important call is there. Yes, dear participants. So I was explaining this literature search using Mendeley. So if we do literature search using Mendeley, so what are the various benefits? So we can search the catalog of Mendeley. So search the catalog of Mendeley means, so like I have shown you that I have added 53 documents into the Mendeley. Similarly, there are millions of Mendeley users, so all have entered some documents into their accounts. So when we say Mendeley catalog, so it searched all the these documents which have been added into the Mendeley by different users. So then Mendeley search our keyword in all those documents which have been entered by different users. So then it gives us the search results. We can save those search results. We can save those search results into the Mendeley library with one click or with few clicks. And again, if full text is available, that is also downloaded into our personal Mendeley accounts. But it will not show that who have uploaded that article into their account. It will just fetch those documents which have been uploaded by different users. So this is the one feature that we can search our literature through Mendeley, irrespective of the we can say the digital library. It will search its catalog and it will give us the search results. And this particular search can be done online, so through the Mendeley web application. So it's very easy to search for different these keywords, and we'll get search results when we go for this search through this on the web application. In addition to this, we get the links for the full text download if the full text is not available in the journal itself. So when we get search results, so it provides various matrices also. So here you can see that there are certain matrices which has been found that for this article, there are 4 types citations. 8 readers have read this article. So certain other details which are there related to this article, so those are also fetched and shown in the search results. So such type of options are visible when we search through the Mendeley. And when we search for particular articles, so we can add those multiple articles into our library using this Mendeley web importer citation plugin. So using this web importer plugin, we can add multiple these search results into our Mendeley library easily. So I will just explain this also. And we'll get statistics related to the searched articles. We'll get related documents. We'll get some feed. So and Mendeley will also suggest some articles related to the articles in our library or related to the research interests which we have added into our Mendeley file. So regularly Mendeley keep on sending this suggestion emails where it sends some of the related articles for the user, and those articles sometimes are very useful, and we can download those articles or we can save those articles into our Mendeley library. Before going further, so let me show this literature search through Mendeley. So first thing is for searching the literature through Mendeley, it's better to go through the Mendeley web application. So now I'm signing out this Mendeley desktop application. Okay, so I close this. I will go to the this Mendeley. Let me start from the basics. So I will go to the Mendeley website mendeley.com. Then I will sign in because I am already having my account. So I will sign in using that account. So this is my account. So after entering the password, I will go into the Mendeley web application interface. So this is the Mendeley web application interface. So here for searching the literature, so I will go to this search. Already by default it's in this search option. So let here I type some keywords. Say I want to search the literature for say variable. So as I am having background from antenna, so I will be writing these terms related to antenna. So I say I'm writing here variable antenna. So when I search this term, so Mendeley will show search results. Here you can see it is showing 3,730 results related to this variable antenna from which are fetched from the Mendeley catalog, Mendeley online catalog. So here we can sort these search results into most relevant, most recent, most cited, like that type of thing. Or we can filter out these results based on the years or the document type or the journal name, author name, SAS type, all those things. Okay, so these are the basic filters or the basic options which we can use to filter out or sort these articles. But there are certain other features which are very useful. So like if I click on any article, so here you can see that it's showing that how many citations this article is having, how many readers have read this article. In addition to this, when we click, so this column pops up, and this column shows some more details, like abstract is shown here, identifier is shown here. Even if I click on this related, so articles which are related to this, so those are also shown here. So even further, if I want to add this article to library, then simply I will click add to library. So this article will be added to library. So here you can see now it's showing in view in library. So this article is open access article, so its PDF is there. So this PDF has also been added into the library. So further, if I open this article, okay, so I'm clicking this article info. So here you can see that even further more details are shown here. So title, authors, abstract, then authors applied keywords, how to cite this article in different styles. So we can select that citation. So here then again these classifications, references, cited by 3. So most important part is this statistics part, readers over time. So here you can see over the time from 21 to 22 how the readers have read this article. Then what is the reader's seniority? So out of these readers, 68% readers were PhD, postgraduate or master's, doctoral students. Then professor, associate professor, 12%, researcher, 3, lecturer, postdoc, 8%. So this article, this statistics tells about something about the suitability of this article at various levels, or the popularity of that article at various levels. Then readers discipline, how many readers from different disciplines have read this article. Then There are certain other matrices also. So blog mentioned one time, this has been mentioned over blog, one time it has been mentioned over tweet. So such statistics can be found from the Mendeley for different articles which are there through search results. Let me again go to the search results. Search results of this particular term. So these are the search results. Now you can see that there are so many search results. If I want to add these search results into a library, then if I do one by one, so it will be very time consuming affair. So what I can do, so I can click on this Mendeley web importer plugin. So I have already installed this plugin into the Chrome, my browser. So I will click on this. So now what it will do, it will mm, uh, it will detect and it will show all those references which are there on this page. So this particular page, has 10 articles. So if I click on this, so all these 10 articles are fetched here. So I can select all, or I can select some desired articles. So this way I can select the desired articles, and if I click on this add, so then these 3 articles will be directly added to my library. So this is how we can simply add multiple documents into our library using this web importer application. So here you can see once it is finished, so it is showing that whether only PDF has been added or reference has been added. So all those things it is showing like that. So now if I want to see my library on this desktop in this web application, so then I can click on this library. So here you can see that some options which were visible in Mendeley desktop version. So many of those options are visible here also. So I have recently added many articles. So like we can see that at 10:41 I added 3 articles, at 10:37, 10:04. So all those recently added articles are visible here. So now if I again open that Mendeley desktop version, so when I open that Mendeley desktop version, so automatically these articles will be visible there. So because this Mendeley online application is basically at the back end accessing the same database, so these articles will be visible in my Mendeley desktop account also, or the Mendeley desktop application also. So this is how we can search literature using Mendeley. Another thing is, even if we are not searching the literature through Mendeley, say I am searching literature from Google Scholar. So let me open Google Scholar. Say I am searching again for the same term, say variable antenna. So here also this literature, Google Scholar gives us various search results with various matrices, but these matrices are different from Mendeley. So now if I want to add these articles into my Mendeley, so again I will click on this Mendeley web importer plugin. So again it will detect the references on this particular what we say on this particular search result, and after it has been detected, so again I can select all, or I can select some of these papers, and I can then add these selected search results into library. So this type of plugins ported entry into libraries supported by many digital libraries. So once we search in those digital libraries directly, we can add these papers into those libraries. Okay, let me again go to the next part of the presentation. So next part is the citation. So up to now we have seen how to set up collection, how to manage collection, how to search literature through the Mendeley, how to use Mendeley PDF viewer. Now the final part of today's discussion is citation. How to use Mendeley this citation plugin So this is the citation plugin is there for the basically while writing the report, when we have to insert citation in the text, or when we have to create our bibliography reference list, so we can use this citation plugin. So this is the these are the steps. So install the citation plugin, so that citation toolbar will appear automatically in the Word. So I'm explaining this with respect to Microsoft Word. And then generate in-text citation in Word. So those in-text citations will be required to be generated. Then we can have merged citations. Even at single point, we can have two or more than two citations. Those citations can be there. Then in the end, we can insert bibliography reference list. We can find a citation style from the preloaded citation styles, and we can generate our reference list in that style. Or using this CSL editor, we can even create our own style. So we can create our own reference style and format. We can format the reference list as per our desired style. So before going further, let me demonstrate these steps also. For this, I will open the Microsoft Office. I have already installed the citation plugin. So here, after the installation of citation plugin, so here this Mandalay option will be there. So this icon will be there. So we can verify that this is already there. So now where to find this plugin? So for that, so let me show the links for this. So for that, let's open this Mandalay desktop. So here you can see that now I have opened Mandalay desktop. So it is synchronizing. So it is basically synchronizing with the changes which we have made in the web application of the Mendeley. So now it will recently added, it will show all those articles which we have added in the web application of Mendeley. So now here you can see under this tool, install web importer and install MS Word plugin. So I have already installed this MS, so that's why it is showing uninstall. But otherwise, here we will find a link for installing MS Word plugin. So these are the links to install these two very important plugins, one for Word and second for that our browser. So by clicking here, we can find, or otherwise we can go to the Mendeley.com, and there also we can find those plugins. So what is here? So say I want to write a particular report. Then for during writing report, or during writing any article, so what we need to do? So what we do? So we write certain paragraphs. Say I'm copying some paragraph from somewhere. Say I'm just, for example, I am taking this text. Say this is my own text. Say I have written this text. I have copied it from one paper, but in practice we write our own text. So the idea is to show the use of this Mendeley. So for example, I am having these two paragraphs. Okay, so I have written these two paragraphs, and at certain points, so I need to insert, say, citation. Say at this point, I want to insert citation. So I will go to references. Okay, then I will click on insert citation. So when I click on insert citation, so this type of window will pop up. So it will ask to search for the reference which I want to insert. Here, say I want to insert papers. Say I'm searching for my paper, so I'm writing here my search name as my name. So already I have loaded these three papers into the Mendeley account. So it will I am adding these. So now it's adding this paper as reference one. So here I can select any particular style. So IEEE style is selected. So for the timing, let's keep it as IEEE style only. So I have selected IEEE style for inserting the citation and reference list. Say at this point again, I want to insert say two more citations. Say I want to search again for say any other paper. So let me go to Mandalay. So for example, say I want to insert this paper which has been written by say this Salvado. So I will write here, click here insert. So I will search by the author Salvado. So it is now showing that entry. So I am clicking this. Say again I want to add another paper here. Say another paper by say this particular author says Jashandeep or Singh. So I will search again for citation. So I will write say Singh. So under this Singh of name, so I'm having different options. So I say I have selected this Gupta paper. So it will get selected after 11:30, please. Lecture is. So I have added two papers here. Say at this point of time, I want that I again want to insert the paper which I used here as serial number one. So again, I will go to this point where I want to insert. So I will click on insert citation. Then again, I will search for the paper. Say the same paper I want to insert here. So here you can see when we insert this paper second time, so it will not number it as 4. So it automatically will detect that this paper has already been added as serial number 1. So that number will be repeated. In addition to this, say I want to insert another paper here. Say this paper. So then that paper will be named as 4 because this has already been not used, right? So this is how we can use Mendeley to insert in-text citation. So this way we can insert as many papers, as many citations as we use in our this particular manuscript. Then in the end, what we need to do, so we need to insert the citation. So insert the reference list. So for that, we'll click on this insert bibliography. So automatically it will create the reference list in the end of the paper. So here you can see that all those 4 papers which have been cited in the text, so those have been listed in the IEEE format, right? So this particular citation and reference list is in IEEE format. So now, say for a particular manuscript, say different style is required. So if I want to change the style, say I want to change to APA 7 edition. So then I will just select this citation style APA 7 edition. So automatically, now you can see the in-text citation. Those citations have been changed instead of numbers. So now the citation style as per the APA has been entered here, and also in the reference list, that list has been modified to the desired format. Similarly, we can select any reference style. So by single click of mouse, we can change the formatting style of our reference list. So here we can see that different numbers have been used as per this particular reference style. Okay. Say we want to search for more styles. So say the desired style is not here. So then we can go to more styles. So here we can see that certain preloaded styles are there, and even we can search for some of the journal names. So many times we are not sure that a particular journal or a particular magazine, what type of format style is used by that journal. So what we can do, so we can search here for the name of that journal. Like for example, this journal I have already, this style I have already downloaded. So this IEEE Antenna Propagation Magazine. So if I want to say submit my paper into this particular magazine, so I can then select this style and I can use this style for my that particular uh, report writing. Then my result will be formatted according to that. Similarly, these different styles I can select and I can use. So even I can search for some of the styles. If these are not there in this list, then I can search here and I can then further use those styles and I can install those styles, and on this get more styles I can search. Say I want to use IEEE access style, so I will get most. I will select this and I will install this. Now once it is installed, so it will come under this installed. So under this IEEE, or if I want to say all, then this IEEE access will be visible. So I can select and I can use this style. So my references will be formatted as IEEE access. So this is how we can very simply change the style of the references, format of the references. Even if these styles are not standard, then we can go to this citation style language editor. So we can use this CSL editor and we can enter our desired format, and that can be used for formatting our report. So this is how we can do the citation. So now let me again go to the PPT. So further, then there is option of collaborating with Mendeley. So we can create some groups where we can collaborate with our research team or with our like-minded researcher. So we can create our research profile. We can have our own publications, and so we can showcase our publications to different users, and we can find colleagues or other researchers over the Mendeley. And so this can be, Mendeley can be used to create groups, to share references, or to create the network. So here, let me again show how to create these groups. So under here, groups, so I can click on this create groups. Then when I click on create groups, so I can name the people, name the group, say G2. Then further, I can enter here email addresses, and I can invite other researchers and which are using Mendeley. So I can send invite, and then we can have those shared groups. So once we have those groups, we can have under those groups we can enter some papers. So those participants of those groups will be able to see all those papers, and further these papers can be annotated, these can be commented, so that will make our discussion with our colleagues very we can say easy, or very we can say the useful, because we need not to send again and again those different papers. So with this, now I am going towards the end of the session. So next is various resources. So I have used these resources of Mendeley only to create this particular website. So these are some of the important help guides which can be referred to learn more about the Mendeley and about different features. And all these references can be found on the single website, mendeley.com. So I have used this site only for the different slides which I have shown to you. So with this, I thank you all the participants for the patient listening. So now you can unmute yourself for any type of discussion or any type of, we can say, the feedback or questions.